All right, well, hello and welcome to the Hey, It's the Luskos 2022 Christmas Extravaganza. We all had a different word. What word would you pick? I mean, you've got red and green braces.
I would just say, I just forgot what my brain. Spectacular.
You forgot what your brain said? Oh, I understand that.
Well, we are so excited
Merry Christmas.
to have the whole crew here. All of our favorite Luskos in the whole world are right here on this couch, Jennie.
Oh, yes. I mean, we're missing one.
Just one glaring absence.
Yes, but
Tabasco.
well, Lenya
And Tabasco.
Although Tabasco's fine.
But we just thought Christmas week, how could we not have the crew here? So we're going to just have some fun family Christmas moments, and we're excited to bring you guys in. Those of you listening, watching, let me just tell you, pro tip, always video probably beats the radio star, but I think today especially, getting to see the crew. And yeah, so it's Christmas week. How are you guys feeling on the whole 0 to 10? Christmas is Saturday. Well, Christmas Eve is Saturday. Christmas Day is Sunday.
It's pretty crazy.
10.
Yeah.
I feel like 10 out of 10.
10
Yeah?
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like the Christmas train's been rolling since Halloween.
true.
For us, 3 days before Halloween, actually, we had our lights on the outside of our house put up before Halloween. So it looked like Christmas on Halloween when there were trick-or-treaters coming in our neighborhood.
Yeah, but we didn't have trick-or-treaters.
Okay, so why don't we do this to get things started? Why don't you guys go around and introduce yourself? Maybe tell us your name, tell us your age, tell us whether your Christmas shopping is all done or not, and Christmas wrapping is all done or not, and then why don't you tell us something random about yourself? Starting right here.
Kim Lennox.
Okay, starting right there.
Me?
Oh no, you gotta sit down. Oh, you want to go first?
Switched.
A little switcheroo.
Okay, start over
Go
here.
ahead, buddy.
Okay, my name is Lennox, and I'm 5 years old, and I'm not quite done on my Christmas shopping. That's for sure. But there is one thing. I always forget what my shamrock, what my mood of the year is. But I always know that sometimes when I do it, I don't leave. Daisy's turn.
Hey.
I don't know about the shamrock. What do you mean? What is he talking about?
Like the Lennox, it's Buck Moon. Buck Moon, yes, Buck Moon.
You have a buck moon?
The moon of July is Buck Moon.
The super moon
Yeah. It's
of
called
July.
Buck Moon.
The moon of July is called Buck Moon.
So why do you call it shamrock?
Because it's moon rock and sham just, I don't know what sham means, but even though I don't, I just like to say it. Like, Sam.
I like that too. That was very good, buddy. Thank you.
Super song.
Okay, Daisy's turn.
My name is Daisy. I'm 12. I've done all my Christmas shopping.
And wrapping?
Wrapping?
Yes.
Oh, you guys started Christmas shopping like in October, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
What's your random
All
fact?
of you did.
Random fact about Daisy.
I don't know.
I would say, a random fact about Daisy is that you're very intrigued about law. And I think you probably make a very good lawyer because you know a lot of things and you're very passionate about
The judicial system.
I
I also think the red and green braces is a nice touch this time of year.
It's very merry.
It's very festive.
Yeah.
And Daisy, what are you excited about these days?
Christmas.
Christmas. Well, that's on brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Alivia. I'm 17. What was the third thing?
Christmas shopping.
Oh, I'm done shopping, but I'm not done wrapping. I'm a bad rapper, as we all know.
Do you just stuff the things that you bought for people like
Yeah.
in a bag, or and then you know where things are to wrap them, or how do
hidden
you
in my
store them?
Because I feel like your happy place isn't wrapping. Yeah.
Or gift
I
giving.
wrapped some for you already.
Really?
You asked me to.
Oh.
You asked me to.
No, I hide them in my drawers in my room.
Do you ever find them next year? Like, oh crap, I forgot to wrap that.
I have before. This year though, I'm doing really good. So I'm done shopping, not done wrapping. Might not ever be done wrapping. I don't know. And a random fact is that I watch kids movies by myself all the time, like Cars and Bluey and things like that.
I love
Is
that about
Bluey
you.
really a
enjoyable.
kids movie? I just feel like it's a human movie.
It's like
It's
a
a
show.
show.
It's so
It's a
good.
Did you know?
I watch it
Did
by
Mom
myself.
tell you we saw the characters that play Bluey's dad and mom on a talk show?
Wait, what?
This is gonna
It's a
blow
big
your
deal.
mind and blow everyone's
I'm
mind.
surprised. Oh, we
Listen,
haven't seen
no,
this since
listen. We
this,
saw them
huh?
on Jimmy Fallon. Okay, it was the man who plays Bluey's dad named,
Bandit?
and the woman who plays Bluey's mom named,
Chili.
Chili.
and they said before coming on the show they had never met. When they record their lines, they're in completely different studios. He just sits recording Bandit's lines, and she records.
Chili.
I thought it was a family.
No, listen, not true.
No, it's not.
They had never met, and when they record, they're not even in the same room. So they won't even be in the same room. So if you rewatch the episodes, they're just saying their lines, and then they mush them together. There's no chemistry in the room happening.
What about the kids?
You just ruined Bluey for me.
So sad. I
Mom
thought
and
it
I
was a
both.
family.
It was one of those things where I was in bed watching YouTube late at night, and Mom's like, "Go to bed," and then I was like, "Oh look, it's Bluey actors," and we watched it, and both of us sit there, and we went and had to rewatch an episode of Bluey.
Yep, we did.
And we were like, "What in the?" But it works so well. It's like
Yeah.
movie magic.
We thought it was a family and they didn't want to let their kids like be known.
False.
So that
Google is
She
wrong.
she
they
got
still
cast.
don't
She's
show
like
the
a real
kids.
actress. And he was, I don't even know if he was a real actor. Someone just like heard his voice and was like, "Oh, you want to try it for this?" And he's like just this random guy. He's like super excited about it all. But like his personality matches up with Bingo.
Oh, the bingo.
Bandit.
Bandit.
Child?
Sorry. I'm shook.
That's crazy.
Anyhow, isn't that, what is that?
The
What does that
more
do
you
to
know.
your emotional state?
It's sad.
That makes me want to cry.
Okay, Clover's turn.
Okay. Well, there's no time to.
There's no time. We're on a
to cry.
podcast.
There's no crying in podcasts.
My name's
Okay, but
Clover.
wait. This is a random audible. We can come back to that.
Okay.
Favorite Bluey episode?
Dunny.
I love the camping one.
Toilet.
The camping one with the little Pierre, the little
That's the
French
one that we
dog.
watched.
That's a lie. I like them all.
Jean-Luc.
You like them all.
I like them
Jean-Luc.
all.
So good.
But then they grow up and get married at the end of that one.
No, they don't get married.
In the
They're like 10
dream,
years old at the end.
they do grow up and like.
They
meet-
just see each other.
Oh.
See each other.
We don't get married.
They're like my age.
Daisy, your favorite.
I like every single one.
Unicorns.
Of course.
Oh, I like Father's Day one, like obstacles.
Obstacle course? That one's good.
I like
Now,
the
how
one.
often do you watch Bluey?
Every
Every
day.
day.
Wait, Jenny, you didn't share yours.
I don't know the names.
I think my favorite one's the one where she's offended that he doesn't keep all her notes, but he's showing that it becomes later on
Yeah, he's
like
recycling
something
them.
else, and
Oh,
I did-
garbage.
But he's recycling.
Oh,
is that what it's called?
I
He
didn't see
recycles them. Yeah.
He puts them in the dump.
that. Okay, Clover.
Okay, my name is Clover. I'm 10, and I finished all my Christmas shopping in November.
What about rapping?
What we're having.
Oh yes, I'm finished wrapping.
Do you like to rap?
Yes.
Who taught you how?
You taught yourself?
Pretty much, Mom. Mom taught her. Mom
Buddy,
taught her.
you've been learning how to rap too, huh?
Yes.
Who taught
He's
you?
really good.
Kind of me and kind of you.
Yeah, but you like to like crease the edges and you put the. You did a really good job.
How many pieces of tape?
Yeah, I kind of use whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
likes to use
whatever
duct
I
tape.
need.
6-inch ribbon curls.
Now, random fact about Clover D, huh? What?
I don't have a right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Clover, you have copious amounts of random facts.
Hey, I think of any random. You say one. I know
you.
one. Yeah. I know one about. Random fact.
Oh,
I know.
Lennox has one about Clover.
Oh yes, tell me a random fact about me.
Can I?
What?
Wait,
I
is
know,
it anything weird?
I know it's kind of gross, but
Uh-oh.
No.
No,
Oh, no, not a gross one.
No.
Keep it sanitary.
Yeah. People are going to be watching this.
Mom can do it.
Okay, Mom, you tell me.
Do you have another one?
oh,
That's
one?
not gross?
I think everyone
for
in my
public
family
consumption?
has over 100 random facts.
okay. I know one about me.
About you.
No, tell.
One of my favorite random facts about Clover is like how prepared she is always. Like skiing, fanny pack, food, just always has like 10 things she's thought of for each activity.
And she has a camera who's like always filming on a camera. Oh, that's cool. That's
Which is
interesting.
appropriate because the favorite animal is an elephant. Elephants have really good memories, thus the trunk full of memories.
Dad, how'd you know it?
That her favorite animal is an elephant?
No.
No, how'd you know that they have
Elephants
good
have good memory.
memories? Because I read that in a Jack Hanna book, but I don't know how you learned that, and I was like,
Did you have your mind blown? Okay.
And Buddy, what did you say about when we were learning about the elephant? What did you say?
What did I?
You said that you were like an elephant because you remember things. Because we learned that elephants can remember things for like 3 decades.
That is so long.
That's 30 years.
Like when it stopped.
But then we were like, how do scientists know that? How do they know that elephant?
And then I said maybe like people like Jack Hanna know that because they're like those kind of people that work at zoos.
Yeah.
Okay, so random fact, Daisy Clover. Random fact about Clover.
Oh, you go first. I'm thinking. You guys have a lot about me, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
You are very thoughtful. And you are always looking to take care of people.
That's true.
Well, I think we've cut. That's good on the bios. We're good on the random facts. We can move along into Christmas. Maybe with the, obviously the last couple days of our Advent journey. I know every day we've been learning lots of different things and keeping our hearts full of the real reason for Christmas, which is presents and stockings, right? That's the real reason for Christmas?
Yes.
No.
Trick question. Gotcha. What's the real reason?
The real present is in the olden days. Was Jesus.
When Jesus came? That's the real present?
Yes.
That's
That's
right.
exactly right.
Olden days.
In the old
But
days.
even today.
Right around 2,000 years ago, but still very much on brand.
And the olden days.
Okay, so maybe we could talk a little bit about our favorite, like what hits us the most. And it's obviously changing all the time, but right now, as we approach this Christmas, maybe some of our favorite parts of the Christmas story, or not even like, I don't just mean the shepherds or whatever. I mean just something about the Christmas story that just touches your heart this year.
The story, the actor who plays Jesus is pretty creepy, but other than that,
Are you talking about The Chosen?
No, the other one where
Jesus of Nazareth.
when he's like,
Oh, when he has really blue eyes and he has a really unbroken stare.
his
Yeah, I think that's what we love about The Chosen too, is Jonathan has brought such a kind warmth and a playfulness to Jesus,
Yeah.
right? That's not so, I don't ever blink anymore, kind of like sometimes those old portrayals of Jesus was trying so hard to be holy, right? How about anybody else? Maybe just something about the Christmas story that's hit your heart this year. Maybe Jennie, anything?
Well, we've been learning about the table, and a couple weeks ago we were talking about the kids' table, and I think I was just struck again how Jesus left the king's throne to sit at the kids' table and literally was born as a baby to save the world. Like, it just sounds so, like, a baby to save the world? That sounds so crazy, but I think just that has been something that I've just been in awe of.
Yeah. How about you, Liv?
Well, I think something that always stands out is that the shepherds went first to Jesus. So it wasn't like the high and mighty wise men who were there first, or people with extravagant gifts, but it was the lowly servants who were there. So it's like even if we don't do well, we're still like first on God's heart.
That's so
Good,
good.
Liv.
That's so good. Yeah, buddy.
Well, something that I'm confused about is that in the movie on our TV, the only one who comes to see Jesus is the wise man and the shepherds.
What are you confused about that?
Because only two kind of people came.
So right away that night, I think only the shepherds came. The wise men came a little later. But that's really it, because the angel told the shepherds they would go see and then they would go tell. So don't you think the shepherds probably told a bunch of people what they saw? And like Livy said, back then, shepherds were not trusted. They couldn't go to churches. Isn't that so mean? They wouldn't let them go to church. Like if you saw a shepherd walking by, you'd be like, lock your door, it's a shepherd. Like it was kind of like that low reputation. So God was intentionally saying, my son's not just for rich people. My son's not just for religious people. My son's for everybody. And I'm going to let the shepherds be the ones to tell that story. And that's, like Livy's saying, really special. How about you, Daisy? What's your favorite part of the Christmas story? Or
I think it's cool how he was born in like a like where the animals are kept instead of like a castle or something.
not a hospital? Because
Yeah.
all you guys were born in clean hospitals.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have taken your mommy to a barn to have you guys,
Mommy.
your mom to a barn. Funny story, when Livy was born, I was so nervous. That morning, I had never taken her to the hospital before, right? To have a baby. And so she labored through the night. I slept through the night. She woke me up in the morning. She said, it's time to go to the hospital. I was like, oh my gosh, I leapt into action. I'll trace the route. I had driven it multiple times. We had the bag packed. I got it in the car, got your mom in the car, drove straight to the hospital, parked in the parking garage, and walked her down. And she had to stop at every 20 or 30 feet and have a contraction against a pillar. I didn't think about driving up to the pull-through where the door is and getting her out and then parking the car. So we walked all the way down, took an elevator down from the parking garage all the way. It was a boneheaded
You've learned.
move.
You've had
Did you have to
chances.
push her in a wheelchair?
I didn't. I should have done that. That would have been better. I made her
okay.
walk through a whole parking garage
It's fine.
having contractions.
It helped the process.
I guess so. But here she is, the first one. And you know what's crazy, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard this before, some people think Mary could have been as young as 17. So to think about someone that young having to have such an intense job. And I think that's one of my favorite parts. Mom and I were talking with some friends, and they were talking about how in the Christmas story, at every stage there's movement. Every time God tells them something happens, they move. God tells Joseph, Mary, Mary. He goes and moves and does it. God tells Mary, hey, I want you to have this baby. She says, okay. There's movement. Even when John the Baptist is in the stomach of Elizabeth, and Mary, who has Jesus in her stomach, meets in the hall, remember? And she hears her voice, what happens?
The baby in their stomach jumps
Jumps.
for joy.
John the Baptist moves. Like every time there's the Christmas story, there's movement. Angels to shepherds, they move. And I just love that God wants us to be willing to move and to do what he's telling us to do.
Love that.
And that's just like jumping for joy, right?
So good.
Okay, Clover, I think you're last to go.
Even though
Pretty
they're
much.
hiding royalty, I do like the wise men. I like how they followed the star
That took a lot of faith, right?
because they didn't know if it would actually lead them to Jesus.
Those were really wise men then.
Do you know how far they went?
Very far.
800 miles. Some people think it took 40 days.
Ooh.
It's a
good
long
number.
trip.
That's as long as Bible story took for a lot, like 5,000 people to get to the promised land.
How about
40 years,
some
bud.
some
You're right.
favorite Chris? Oh, it was 40 days. Yeah,
40 years.
40 years.
But it was 5,000 people. That's one thing that I know about it.
What
good,
Christmas part of the Christmas story do you think gets forgotten the easiest? Like, what's one person who's involved in it who people tend to forget about?
I think the keeper who let them go into the barn gets left out,
Because there was no room in the inn.
The house.
but he let them go into there.
But he said, "Oh, I do have something available for you."
There's a cave. Help yourself.
He tried.
There's
tried to
a
do
barn.
Bless his heart.
Even though he's probably dead by
Okay,
now.
so let's think about the characters. We got Joseph. Who else? We got Mary.
Mary, Jesus,
Innkeeper, Livy said.
Shepherd,
Shepherds.
wise man,
Wise men.
Herod.
Herod.
Who's Harry?
the animals.
Remember, he wanted to kill all the babies.
The animals.
did.
He asked the wise men.
He did kill a lot of babies.
Animals did help because they gave the manger.
They had to scoot over.
Wait,
And they probably made it warm in there
Yeah.
and
Stinky.
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 Okay, what
because all
about
the camels.
Caesar Augustus?
There was angels.
Angels were involved.
There was only one angel on top.
Top of the barn.
Yes.
I think there were a bunch of angels in the night sky.
This is part of the
That
nativity.
was those were the angels that were showing all the shepherds.
So what was Caesar's part? What was Caesar Augustus's part in the whole thing? Right.
He made them all go back to their hometown.
To get taxed.
Yes.
So he thought.
King or
He was in charge.
or whatever.
Turns out he was just helping fulfill prophecy because the prophecy said Jesus had to be born in
Bethlehem.
Bethlehem.
Good job.
So pretty cool. Okay, how about shifting gears here? Any favorite Christmas traditions?
I love making sugared cranberries and eating them. Oh, I like cranberries and sugar.
Cranberries and sugar
I've
cranberries?
got something.
What?
You're gonna have to pay for this, young man.
Young man.
Lennox.
Whoa.
Wait, what are you excited about? What traditions do you like?
I like sugar cranberries and all the candy that my sisters put in my stockings.
So good.
Your sisters put the candy in your stocking.
What about the gingerbread house? That's a good tradition.
Ooh, gingerbread.
How did that go this year?
I think mine was the best
The
one.
winner?
I think mine was.
Yours
I
was
think-
more a shanty town.
I liked.
Like a tent.
I liked the fireplace that I made.
Yeah, you did a good
That was
fireplace.
good. And the
that
dog,
helped you.
the dog house.
Daisy
made a ski house, but fell over.
I think the
And
cinnamon rolls are fun. We always do the canned cinnamon rolls that morning.
I like making cookies.
We'll make some
What's that?
gluten-free
I like
ones
making
this year.
cookies.
Oh
For
no,
you.
I just
Making
wanna have
cookies,
very
Christmas
full.
cookies.
Very full. You're gonna have to pay for it.
Okay, how about favorite Christmas movie?
While you were sleeping.
While you were sleeping, Libby's got that old soul
It's so good.
is
All
so
year
good.
round.
while you're around. Man, I'll tell you what, I've never felt burnt out on Elf, but when we watched Elf this year, I didn't feel the
so
same
I
joy. I
felt.
felt a little burnt out on
Me
it.
neither.
Wow.
Me too.
It's hard to imagine that day would come, but it came for me.
Came this year.
I
How
like
many
Elf.
years?
Ooh,
How
I
many
like
years was
Christmas
it?
with the
When did that
cranks.
come out? 2007? 2006?
Three.
Elf come
Three.
out? Three?
2003.
Wow.
According
So
to
that's 19 years.
And then hot take, the new
Christmas story.
Lindsay Lohan.
no, what's the one we
No.
watched with Elf guy?
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds and Will.
What was
I
it
didn't
called?
love
It was
it.
like holiday.
Will Ferrell.
Spirited.
Spirited.
Oh,
Eh.
it was so creepy.
It wasn't that good.
Okay.
It was not
So,
really a kids
yes.
movie either.
No.
I liked Elf and
It happened on Fifth Avenue.
It Happened on Fifth Avenue
That's
is a
an
family
oldie.
favorite from the
Like
1940s.
40s.
Great
So
Christmas
good.
movie.
So good.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
so good.
I like Elf and Christmas with the cranks.
Christmas with the Cranks is great.
Good.
We haven't watched Santa Claus yet, so we'll have to bust that Tim Allen mojo
Oh,
out, which
Miracle.
he's in Christmas with the Cranks too.
Miracle on 34th Street.
We did watch that. That's a great one.
Ooh, I like the part when
Olivia and I haven't watched Die Hard yet. We'll have to get that on in the gym.
do
We
a
always watch
workout.
it in the gym, do a workout.
Yeah.
What were you saying, buddy?
Very wholesome.
I was saying I like and I also like
How about you, Daisy? Well, Lennox is
Why don't you
thinking.
gather your thoughts, Daisy?
I like It
I like
Happened on
making-
Fifth Avenue and
Help.
I like making snowmen.
That is a very good part of the holiday season.
But I will say with Elf, I still laugh out loud at those parts.
Like when he eats the cotton balls.
Well, just the ones that are like, it's still so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that happened. I don't know if what
he's
happened to you happened to me this year, but.
I fell asleep when we watched
Oh,
it.
that's right.
And I never do
did.
that.
That's true.
You do that with Harry Potter.
It's just laugh out loud moments that are just wonderful about that movie.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christmas movie, June?
I would say It Happened on Fifth Avenue probably would be
It's up there.
my favorite.
I'm going Home Alone 2. I know we haven't watched that this year yet.
We're trying not to watch Home Alone too much.
Not with Buddy around. We'll wait till you go to bed. How about Home Alone 2? We'd like to New York?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I like both. Mom, I want to watch Home Alone.
I know.
Okay, so
It's
other
just so
traditions, of
violent.
course, we've already kind of covered it a little bit. You mentioned the table.
Talk about
It's a
it
fun
later.
tradition every year getting to save up our money and give towards our offering as a church and knowing it's going to make a difference. Did you guys get a chance to look over some of the different things that the table offering is going to get to do? Any of them come to mind that were filling your heart up with joy?
Whitefish Campus.
Building a building for the Whitefish campus, huge.
Giving like warm clothes to the people who need it.
Warm clothes for people who need it, that's huge. Because you gave a table offering too, right? What's it going to go to?
I know who. There's this
I am on pins and needles. Excited to hear where this goes.
Someone's hungry.
Yeah, that's my stomach.
that was me actually.
Let me give you three choices and you can tell me which one you're excited about.
Okay.
People who are hungry getting fed, like daddy's stomach, right? People who have never heard about Jesus, getting to have Jesus preached to them for the first time, or people who don't have any clean water, getting clean water.
I've my own.
Okay.
Money.
Giving money to people who don't have money,
Secret.
right?
I love that we give to God Behind Bars.
That's
and I
really
think this year it's towards
More Pando tablets, I think. Yeah. Which is huge. Really, really huge. Because we got to go to be in a prison this year and to hear firsthand how much that meant to them. The Pando app and K-Love.
well, and even
ministry.
the technology is so where we were at, they had some of the very first pandos, and so their technology is changing. So now they've actually been without them for
And they missed
6
it
months,
so
and they were
much.
just like, please, we
Yeah.
need them, we need them, we need them. So it's amazing.
Well,
that we get
that's
to be
all
part of
fun.
that.
So shifting gears, obviously it's the 21st today, Wednesday. Christmas Eve is Saturday, Christmas Day is Sunday. And that means yesterday, Tuesday, the 20th of December, is a different day than a holiday for our family. We have different memories. And does anybody feel like talking about what December 20th is and what we remember? And
It's the 10-year anniversary of Lenya going to heaven.
yeah. So Lenya went to heaven on December 20th, 2012. And that's crazy that we're at the 10-year mark of Lenya in heaven. Can you imagine that? 10 years in heaven. Huh, buddy?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Isn't that wild? Now, buddy, what do you think it's like in heaven? What do you think Lenya's doing in heaven?
This is some of his song. Maybe it's like Everyday Sunday.
Every day is Sunday? It's a good thought.
Cool, bud.
Do you think she's having dance parties?
What about tea parties?
And tea parties? Dance tea parties.
That seems like you'd get burned.
Oh, it's fun. You don't get
Iced tea,
heaven.
boba tea.
Iced tea. Boba tea.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so Lenya would be 15,
What
which
about-
here you are 17 and you're 12, so right there in between.
There's a
It's
seat.
interesting to think about that.
Yeah.
10 years, I mean, it's crazy as a family that we've come so far through all that hardship and pain and sadness, and obviously Christmas and that sadness is kind of linked up together, right? And hope. And
Yeah.
anything you guys want to share on that at all? What? Is it just your hand raised, not sure quite, and then we're going to think about what you want to say?
Does Italian soda have to do anything with Christmas?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Do you like an Italian soda?
Yes.
What is it?
It's like, well, these are all the ingredients: sparkling water, whipped cream, and like some dye that's tasty.
It's like a syrup, syrup flavoring.
Tasty dye.
Syrup flavoring.
Honestly.
Well,
That's nice, bud.
on the not that note, different note, but same conversation. I think that the mix of Lenya's anniversary of being in heaven with Christmas is kind of like, it's hard. It's very hard, but Christmas is a very hope-filled season, and you think about heaven a lot. So it's good to know that what we're celebrating here is like a fraction of what they're celebrating in heaven. So it's nice to know that she's having fun and that she's taken care of.
It's good, Levi.
Thanks, Liv. Totally.
I think for me, like the countdown to Christmas is exciting because how many days? Well,
We're
there's
always
3
thinking
now,
it
but
through.
we're always thinking with the paper chain that we make, like how many days left? How many days left? I think for me, there's also a countdown simultaneously to the 20th, and then like from usually, especially starting the 12th. Just thinking through, this is what was happening 10 years ago today. This is what we were going to Lenya's ballet recital this day, and it's hard going like they having, like you said, Livy, like there's an exciting, like hope-filled countdown, but then also an achy one too.
Yeah. And I think what's so beautiful about it is that Christmas has like such a reputation of just being about like, oh, we just get to drink eggnog and be happy, you know? But obviously when Jesus came to this world, he came at a time when there was sadness, there was a feeling of God has let us down, God hasn't kept his promise, and he was that promise. And then even after he, was born, there was so many grieving families who had their babies killed, and so literally a prophecy said when Jesus comes, there's going to be crying all over Israel, and so tears and emotion and sadness and death, that is Christmas. And that's what he came to do. And so I think what's powerful to me is not that sadness is a betrayal of Christmas, but sadness is the reason for Christmas. And so we get to take our sadness and our emptiness and our loneliness and like the feeling of homesickness, and I know how that feels when I'm on the road and I miss you guys, and just that feeling of I can't get to you, it just makes me sad, like a flight delay when I want to be back with you guys.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling that we feel with Lenya in heaven, we feel like almost like an arm or a leg's been cut off and we can't get it, right? That sense of like something so missing, something so lost. And so I think what's great about the Christmas message is that it gives us something to do with those feelings.
Yeah.
To say, hey, God has met us in Jesus, and there's something we can lean into in that. And so as wonderful as gifts are, and elf is, and gumdrops and lollipops, that's not Christmas. Christmas is there's an answer for the emptiness in our hearts.
Yeah.
There's the answer for death. And so I know when we stand at Lenya's grave, and we remember good memories with her, yes, but we're looking forward to even better memories because of Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's why there's an anchor on that gravestone, and we all get to remember the anchor that holds us to heaven. That's Jesus. And we know when our time comes to leave this world, or when Jesus comes back, that every ache in our hearts is met. No more weeping, no more crying. And that's what Christmas is really all about. Yeah. And I think that's what we've lived for 10 years. And what we've tried to preach, what you've communicated, Livy, what Jennie, what you've written about, we've tried to point people to. And obviously, that doesn't mean that we don't have bad days and sad days and hard days. And sometimes you have a hard time believing and remembering. You have to remember it again and stir it all up again. Yeah. But I'm thankful this Christmas that we don't have just warm sentiment and candy canes. That we have a cross and an empty grave. And those things are what Christmas is all about.
Amen.
And that gives us hope to live with, hope to love with, hope to sit at the table with, and hope to go to heaven with.
Yes.
And most of all, to share with everybody we can along the way.
Amen.
Sorry to preach a sermon.
No, I like
That's
it.
so
It was
good.
lovely.
Very helpful.
It was lovely. It's like,
best word.
my life flashed before my eyes. How was it? It was boring. From Chicken Run.
I don't know that
Have you
one.
seen Chicken Run?
No.
It's just one of my favorite movie lines of all time. Because this chicken almost dies. And she says, my life flashed before my eyes. And the other chicken goes, how was it? She goes, it was boring.
Wait, what kind of movie is this?
It's like a Pixar, Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, it kind of has.
Is it like?
Although Pixar and Wallace and Gromit are very different,
I've
but I
seen
feel like it
Chicken
is.
Run.
It's not a great movie, but it's a great line. It was boring. Anyhow.
Yeah, but I mean, same.
Well,
No, we have not had a, we've had a lot of things, but a boring life is not
is
one
it
of
like?
us.
Is it like this? Like, is the intro like this? What do chicken do's? What do chickens do? Well, nobody is watching.
What do they do?
That's
Eating grain off the ground? Because think about it. 10 years ago, how old were you?
2?
10 years ago?
7.
10 years ago?
almost one.
10 years ago.
0.
Non-existent.
A dream in God's heart, right?
You were invisible.
You and I were just turning 30.
Ooh, I was invisible.
Yeah.
That's from Bluey.
That's wild. So a decade, God's been good to us and brought us through hardship. And by his grace, we've been able to share that comfort with lots of people.
Yes.
Through Roar Like a Lion, through Fight to Flourish, through the Eyes of a Lion, which is a funny thing to say.
Like a lion.
Through.
Through roar like a lion.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe shifting gears a little bit. Do you guys like to dress up for Christmas?
No.
Or
I stay in my PJs all day.
PJs.
but like for Christmas Eve, like when we go and do a Christmas Eve gathering.
I don't like dressing up.
So what will you wear? Just your PJs?
Probably.
What is it?
I've done it before.
She does it all the time.
You and me?
Buddy,
Maybe.
what are you wearing these days? What are you wearing right now?
You should show him your outfit.
You got the bogs, you got the shorts, got the flannel.
The
got
other
beanie.
day, he wore those shorts, those bogs, but a suit jacket.
You know what? That's classy, is what I call that.
was really
That's like a Clark Grizz. No, that's like a Eddie, Cousin Eddie. Cousin Eddie would wear that. Do you like to dress up on Christmas Eve?
I do.
That's nice, right?
Yeah, it feels good.
That's
Feels
real
right.
good.
Okay, here's the weird one. Christmas Eve isn't the day Jesus was born. Christmas Day was. But Christmas Eve feels like it gets so much of like the dress up, so much of the big.
Well, it's
Isn't
like
that
the party, and then Christmas Day is just like the chill
About
and
family.
rest. And I mean,
Yeah.
for some people, they're going to multiple homes and parties and things, but we like to just chill.
Yeah, eat some cinnamon rolls, open a stocking, do a thing. Maybe go a little ski a little.
I've been liking making pozole for Christmas Eve. That's kind of been my
Pozole.
fun.
What's pozole?
It's the corn and the pork and soup.
Hominy, which is corn, right?
Yep. One of my favorite traditions was luminarias. Living in New Mexico, everywhere they would have those paper bags with sand or kitty litter and a little candle, and you would light them all Christmas Eve, and it would just look so beautiful. And you'd go to Santa Fe and up Canyon Drive, there would be millions, literally, of luminarias. They're just these brown paper bags, like lunch bags, but with candles in them, and they light up like this really golden color. And that was one of the fun things about living in New Mexico. That'd be a fun question. Maybe any Christmas memories that stand out from your past. Jennie, maybe I did my luminarias, maybe one from you. What's Christmas like in Monterey?
Well, I remember decorating our Christmas tree, and it was a very obviously fake one, like shaped like a triangle, and there, like, all the ornaments of all of us kids would go on that tree. So, like, depending on how little certain ones were, like, there'd be a whole section of, like, all the paper, like, handmade ornaments, and, like, it was just such a hodgepodge but sweet Christmas tree. I just remember that. And then I remember we would needle popcorn and cranberries. I don't think we've actually ever done that, but where you like
a string of them?
string popcorn and cranberries, and then you put it around the tree.
Sounds like it would get gross really fast.
I don't know. Maybe this wasn't buttered, but I don't know. And then there was this thing called Candy Cane Lane, where we'd go to this place in Pacific Grove, this neighborhood where every single house would decorate.
Like gangbusters.
Big. And we would go and walk around, and we could walk around.
Didn't we go to Candy Cane Lane in LA one year too?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Down by LAX airport, like full tilt. Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. I feel like our street
Makes your
can
eyes
be like
burn.
that sometimes.
Do
'cause we
you
so
have
many
any
people.
like fun Christmas memories? Because we've had some random Christmases with you, especially Livy. Pizza Hut comes to mind.
Really? Pepperoni pizza?
Remember we flew one time on Christmas Day
We got
and
to
we
the
couldn't
hotel.
get any food at any restaurant, so we ended up just getting Pizza Hut
I don't remember that now.
and we ate it
Sounds
in
like
the
a good
hotel.
Christmas though.
Yeah,
That's not too
Oh
magical.
gosh.
it's not too bad. We were just in a hotel eating pizza. It was like we had no gifts or anything. Yeah,
Wait, I do remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
it was random.
What? Oh
What are you
gosh.
buying on Christmas?
We were going to.
We did a vacation and we just chose to fly the day. It was like, hey, no, it's cheap. No one buys those tickets that day, and we found out why. No one wants to fly on Christmas. It was fun though.
It worked.
Doesn't
We had pizza.
sound fun.
We had pizza.
Wait, was it just when it was you and Dad and Mom?
Thank
No,
you.
I think you guys were all here.
Yeah, just not Lennox.
Nice.
I think it was like 2014.
Sounds right.
What Christmases come to mind?
Oh gosh. When I was little, me and you were both allergic to actual Christmas trees, but you were very determined. So you would chop it down and put the lights on, but you'd have hives all over, and then you'd be like happy, but also a little sad, but mostly
Happy
happy.
but itchy.
But then there were years where you would put like a ninja face mask on and gloves.
Like a hazmat suit. I'm allergic to Christmas, you guys.
And
There was
Dad, I bet you were just like,
You know, and since then I've gone to the dark side. Fake Christmas tree.
They look good,
Shout
though.
out Balsam Hill, some of the best fake Christmas
They're so real
trees,
looking.
pre-lit,
Yeah.
time saving, life saving. Balsam Hill called to discuss sponsorship opportunities. I'm ready to talk when you are. They're great Christmas trees. They come with fluffing gloves for all your fluffing needs.
In the bag that you can put it in.
You're gonna fluff the fake Christmas trees to make them look more real.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know the branches just don't look real because it said that the when Dad bought it on his laptop, he
On his laptop, how's that?
he
These days it's like
It-
this
it
because my
look-
laptop mouse is broken, so I always have the external mouse on it. Any from Apple, please feel free to get in touch.
so when he bought it on his laptop, on the picture of it on his laptop, it showed it coming with frost, but in the box there wasn't any frost in it.
That's right. We ordered a frosty one,
But it was
didn't
too
come.
intimidating to think of sending it back, so we just kept it. Yeah, it's true. Good talk. So Balsam Hill, if you want to rectify the situation, the real story comes out. All these years
Thank you,
later.
Lennox.
Very good.
All right. Well, I'm excited to celebrate Christmas with you guys. Love you so much. Thanks for being on the podcast with us today in this
Yeah.
green environment.
That's right. And any final parting Christmas thoughts?
No.
Yes.
Can we do something? Can we make like a finish line downstairs out of toilet paper so it's like a race?
We all run to the finish line.
In the toilet paper finish line.
Toilet paper is the ticker tape. We got to get past it.
Wow.
And
Man, that's so good.
whoever gets past it first wins.
How about your
That's a good
favorite?
idea.
Can you anybody remember your favorite Christmas present you ever got in your whole life? Like that you just like the high mark of a Christmas gift you loved?
My Mickey Mouse Christmas train.
Mickey Mouse Christmas tree. That's pretty good. That has brought us joy for year and year and year and year and year.
There's one second one.
What?
My favorite Christmas present was my remote control monster truck. That was able to go in the
Hey,
snow.
by the way, whose turn is it to read the Christmas story this year? Because we always forget till Christmas morning, and then we have to go back and look at videos from the
I
previous
think
year.
last year was Daisy.
Was it Daisy last year?
My turn.
This is Clover's turn. Do you want to do Luke 2 or Matthew 2?
Luke 2.
Luke 2. So you want to go all the way to the circumcision?
Wait, no, Matthew 2.
Okay, just checking.
I was confused, okay.
No, Luke 2 is great as well.
Yeah.
You
That'd
get
be
different
Daisy.
aspects.
Favorite gift? I feel like I think of the most memorable one, but I want to hear what you say, and then I'll say something.
I don't know. You say it.
No, go.
You say it. I don't have them.
You don't
I don't remember. Just go, Mom.
When you wanted really bad
I remember
the pickup stick, the grabber stick, and even the example on the paper or the wrapping that it was in
It was like an old
person using it to like
Pick
grab
up debris.
Oh, we had to throw away when
Yeah,
we
you
had
did
to
put a
take-
grabber stick on your list one year. I remember that.
Hey, Dad, I got
But
a
then I
grabber
picked up a mouse with it. Remember, and it contained.
yeah,
You
buddy,
picked
but
up
that
a mouse with it and we had to throw it away.
Okay, we had a terrible mouse infestation. So many mice.
They were so tiny and
So
cute.
little. I didn't want
So
to pick them up, so I
gross.
started using your grabber stick. But then it got mice guts on it, and you were sad.
I had that thing for years.
We still have it. It's in the water closet.
No, we don't.
Oh, it is.
I
It's
thought I
in
threw
the
it
water
away.
closet
Threw it away.
Oh, I think I threw it away.
because of the mice guts.
Yeah.
We could have put boiling water on it.
You could just get it. That one's kind of broken.
It was broken.
Hey, Dad, I got a grabber stick, but then it broke, and I taped it, and then it broke, and then the tape came off, so I had to tape again, and then that tape came off, and then I was like, I'm gonna sort this out once and for all, and I duct taped it,
Such a good talk.
and then that fell off, so I had to throw it away.
What was it?
A grabber stick.
Grabber
The
stick.
tiny one that was plastic.
Well, listen. This has been a great Christmas, fabulous episode of our podcast with our favorite Luskos. And thanks for coming on with us today.
The little Luskos.
It's really a joy.
Love you guys.
Should we say Merry Christmas?
Want to say Merry Christmas?
Merry
3,
Christmas.
2, 1.
Merry Christmas. And to all of you listening, if you made it through this, congratulations. You are not faint of heart. We are so glad that
Chip
you would
Lusko.
go with us on the ride here. Yeah, right, just like grandparents. Yeah, but thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing these episodes. It has been such a fun year. We do hope you'll join us next week on the podcast, because next week, Jennie and I are going to be looking back at some of the things God's taught us this year. 2022, all that God's taught us is going to be fantastic. And then the week after that, we have a Q&A episode, which will be awesome. So we'll get some of your questions in. If you haven't yet, you can DM us or find some way to send us a question. How does that exist? Is there like a website where that can do that? Social media. This is social media. That's not a website. Anyhow, as always, thanks for joining us on the journey, and we love you so
love
much.
you.
It's going to be 2023 is going to be a great year on the podcast.
Yes.
But thanks for coming on with us, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Put a link in the bio.
In the video description.
Okay, yeah, very good. All right,
Oh, there
that,
we go.
we're the Luskos out. Thank you so much for listening. And be sure to swing by levilusko.com to see what's going on in our world, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. In the meantime, we would love to connect with you on social media. Jennie and Levi Lusko, out.